fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, Helmax, left, Kabit Cafe, left.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay.
Late, and what about it? Late, and what about it? Oh, well. So, hair flip. Hey, y'all. Oh, my goodness. I was supposed to go live early, but I had so much going on. It was crazy. Day has been crazy. So, I know I was supposed to go live earlier, but I'm just like, well, I'm still going to go live because I felt bad. You know, I'm like, I'm not a liar. So, I'm still going to go live. So, here we are. So let's talk. Let's talk now. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. I'm trying to hit all of y'all. And shout out to the people that be sending me super chats and super stickers. Sometimes the chat goes really fast and I don't see them, but just know that I am super grateful. And if I miss you, I am so sorry. I said I'm gonna go through here. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay. I said I was going to sit down one day and go through all of my lives, especially recent ones, that people send me super chats and stuff to, you know, and whatnot. I was going to do that. And like all the ones that like I missed, I was going to write your name down and I was going to come here and I was going to go live and I was going to thank y'all. But then I actually sat there and I thought about it and gross. Gross. You guys like me, but I find me annoying as shit. You know, like I find me annoying. I don't really like listening to me. Not really a fan. You know, whether it's like Armand or, you know, Lility or Mob Radio or Impressive or Nicki Minaj, you know. I'd rather listen to those people. But I really like listening to me. Gross. So I love you guys, and I just want to say, and men and women, and I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. So if I've missed one or two, because I'm popular, just know that I love you guys. Okay, I don't care if it's a quarter, all the way up. Okay, I'm really thankful, and thank you. So. Okay, so now I feel better. I feel better. Thank you, Lord. I feel better. God gave me that idea earlier. He was like, just go live and say it. I was like, oh, look at you looking out for me like you always do. So shout out to the Lord and shout out to y'all. Welcome, y'all. Now, it's it's not too much going on, but you know, it's enough going on for us to come live. We're going to go live again tomorrow. So I chopped this live in half. because like I said, it's not like a crazy amount going on. So I don't want to talk about everything today. We really do not have much to talk about tomorrow. So yeah, so let's get messy immediately. Now I know y'all seen the title. With the title, it says Doja Elf or Doja Cat, my fault. It's bald. It's a bald elf. Okay, now you'll see what I mean. So stick around. Okay. Now I've been calling her Doja Elf for years. All right. And Doja Cat, I keep on wanting to say elf, has decided to shave off all of her hair, her eyebrows, her head. She want to show all of y'all her dandruff. So Yays and her under the mole. I said, well, yeah, under the mole. There she has a mole. Yep, I'm calling it out because like everybody else is like not calling out this mole. And it's cool to have a mole. I mean, it's a mole. It's not a big deal. But like, why are we ignoring the mole? Like, are we not gonna talk about the mole on the eyebrow? Are we not gonna talk about the little dot that's still right there? Are we just gonna okay. So we're gonna talk about the mole too. Absolutely. So yes, so we're gonna talk about Doja Elf. Britney Spears' churn. My girl, y'all know I love me some Britney. Her churn is embarrassed to her. Britney Spears' sons don't like her. That's basically what we learned, okay? I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, your kids don't like you, girl. So I'm here flip. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Madea coming forward saying that we responsible for what happened to Whitney. I don't know exactly what part, besides, people saying boo after Soul Train Awards. I'm like, whoa. Whoa, not a boo. Who said she was white? I'm like, don't get me wrong. There was certain little, but it's not like she was at the Soul Train Awards and they said, Whitney White Houston, come up here and get this. Caucasian Whitney Houston, come up here, please, and get this award. You have won. Like, yeah, what? But I'm just like, okay, Madea. So we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff too. So let's start off with Irv got it over here still harassing Ashanti. So Irv Gotti is still sitting over there, 4'3", beige, while attacking Ashanti. Now, I don't know what his problem is with my girl. I like her. I like Ashanti. Now, don't get me wrong. We wouldn't have to discuss her vocals a time or two. But I like Ashanti. I think she's very beautiful. And Ashanti minds her business. She don't be out here in these streets with her business out there like that. So he is still sexually harassing her. And I don't know why we are allowing it. I say, all the sexual harassment. I'm just like, stop, Paul. Irv, cut it out. Cut it out. So let's get into, he said, Irv Gotti said Ashanti made her hit single Happy after he gave her the peen, allegedly. So let's get right into that. Absolutely.
I get out the shower, I call my nigga Chink. I'm on the phone, Chink, yo.
Chink Santana.
We get to the studio. Chink, chefs it up, the beat, everything. Okay, now it's time for you to write. Yo, I want this shit to be a feel-good joint, like summertime things. I'm so happy, baby.
You made me happy.
I mean, but that the energy,
beautiful record.
That record came about because of our energy.
You miss that energy a little bit?
Not anymore. When like 20 years ago, when we stopped,
like fresh out of it.
I think I asked you this before. I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah.
You don't go on her gram sometime and be
absolutely
like,
not.
Come on, guys.
I'm being dead
black woman.
Listen, I'm being dead serious. And if I'm being dead serious, if you take a look at some of my girlfriends or whatever, they banging, nigga. They all banging. They banging.
But you see Nelly flew out for verses.
That's Nelly. That's Nelly.
Let's just be clear.
Let me explain how the relationship and how it worked to
yeah, I'm dating at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all can't even hear me. Shout out to Boss Lady Mathis and my boo Melanie Saunders for the super chats. Thank you so much. Sorry. I'm looking like, can they hear me? Sorry. So yes, so I just really want to make sure the audios don't connect. So I always hit mute just in case. And I didn't even need to hit mute, but sorry. So he keep messing with my girl. He keep messing with Ashanti. Ashanti ain't bothering nobody. You was married that whole time. You was still allegedly doing these things with her because he says after whatever. That's his side of the story. I would love to hear what Ashanti would have to say about it, but it's weird that Ashanti would even have to speak on something like this because it's nothing that she brought forward. You know, it's like true or false, you know, because we don't know. You know, this is what he's saying. It doesn't mean he's lying. I mean, it doesn't. But at the same time, like, why is this necessary? It seems like you just want to kind of try to like degrade her because you like mad jealous of Nelly. You was like, because this is you don't like Nelly. You don't like him at all. You don't like Nelly. You absolutely don't. So it's giving stalker, like it's giving stalker vibes. So it's creepy. It's getting weird. Irv, it's getting weird. It's getting weird that it's like you can't not speak. And then when even I get Ashanti being brought up, I mean, you did run the record label and whatnot. She was a part of it. So I get you being interviewed. She may come up. I get that. But why does it have to come? Why does she, you know, when you talk about her, it got to be like in that tone. Like you have to go to bedrooms and, you know, stuff like that. Why can't you just talk about the girl career and like what happened? You know, why does it have to jump, you know, straight into I bagged, you know, and what we don't care. Like that one, that was a long time ago. Even if it did happen, it was a very long time ago. Two, nobody cares. Honestly, because we're kind of a little bit disappointed in Ashanti after Nelly video got leaked. You know, that girl over there servicing him, right? A lot of people was disappointed. We like Ashanti. Ashanti girl. So a lot of us was kind of signing her like, Ashanti, are you a ooch ouch girl? Because whoa, Nelly. Ain't nobody saying that in the bedroom, Nelly. Ain't nobody like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ain't nobody, it's more just like a, you know, it wasn't, he wasn't giving Safari, you know, nothing like that. You know, he wasn't giving Safari Monroe. He was not giving Safari Monroe. He was not giving Safari Monroe. He was not giving Safari Monroe. No. Shout out to Peaches. Thank you so much for the super sticker, sweetie. Thank you so much. Oh, you like, oh, you a Caucasian? What is you, girl? Is you Caucasian, girl? Hey, white girl. Yes, white people. If you're white, now I don't know if you're white or not, but if you're white, go on, white girl. Yes, welcome. I've been looking for y'all. Welcome. I'm like, I feel like white people watch me. Like, it's not just Lizzie. I feel like it's more than Lizzie. Shout out to you, Peaches. Go on, girl. Hey, girl. Boss Lady, thank you, girl. Thank you. So I love you, girl. Shout out to Wasteland. Thank you. Big guy. Shout out to Careful Calypso. Oh, I like that. She said he needs to let go. My first live of yours. Oh, thank you. Welcome aboard. Oh my goodness. Let me go to the bottom of these comments. It's a lot of them. Okay. Okay. She said, I'm half white. Go on, girl. Yes. Go on, white people. Yes. So Peach says, I'm from trees. She's trying to shout out to all about the trees. Go on, Peaches, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Welcome, girl. Oh my God, I love. Hey, girl. I love the love. I love the love. So Safari Monroe, Nelly was not given. So I don't understand why Irv was so upset. I mean, it's like you and Nelly like the same size, or you're small. Like one or the other, because it's giving little D energy. Because big D energy don't have to do all that. They don't, you know, I know I bagged this one, I did this, I did that. It's shit's weak. So yeah, hair flip. So yeah, I just that shut up. Keep Ashanti's name out your mouth. Like, leave her be. You've done enough to her. You don't want to name all the damage, but you want to name when you was in the bedroom. Okay, what about when you basically ruined her career? What about when all of her stuff was frozen, and all of that because you was facing indictment charges and whatnot? Get into that. Was she getting up out the bed with you that morning when you got raided? Ugh. Want to go in there and talk about everything, but how does your wife feel about all of this? Let's get into it. Since we got questions, since you want to bring stuff up, okay. Oh, so you was doing all that. Okay, well, if Ashanti was in your bed, where your wife was at? Yeah. The person that pushed out your churn, where she was at? The reason that on, where she was at? Yeah, you gotta stop acting like you was single during all of this. You make yourself look like a buster, like you really did. Like a horrible person. Like that's not making you look like this great guy. I was bagging this alleged chick while my family was at home waiting for me. This time I could have been spending with my wife and my kids, but instead I'm over here with Ashanti, trying to fit in, trying to be one of the who's. I brought her out, so I'm gonna bang her. Okay. Hair flip. So yeah, talk about everything. Don't just talk about what you feel make you look a certain way, like you're a coward. Sitting there with a bunch of men trying to feel like a man. You either are or you aren't, Irv. Like, Nori's not gonna validate. He's done plenty himself. So yeah, he can't validate you as a man. You're either sitting down at Drink Champ, a man, or you came a little boy. I mean, you still got a lot of growing to do. As old as you are, you should have came as a man. You definitely should have, like Big Sean and even the game, other people that come through, they come as men. Yeah, they come as men. You coming in there as a little boy. Just like, yeah, it's very so much trash. Did you do adult films or or were you a producer? Because why do you keep talking about who you, like, what's happening here? Okay. Did you not own a label? So let's get into that. The rise and fall, and whatnot. Don't nobody care. Okay, you bagged her. Moving on. You ain't getting no street cred. The price ain't going up. like none of that. Like that's what I'm saying. It's just like, but I mean, go off. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, move right along. I'm moving right along. So let's get in my Google. Oh my goodness, Brittany, I cannot believe that. Shout out to my girl Careful Calypso. I love your name. She said thirsty energy, hair flip. Yeah, girl. I'm just like, why do you keep talking about that girl? Like, she don't bother no one. Thank you for the. She don't bother anyone. I just don't get like let Ashanti rock. She ain't bother nobody. So hair flip. So, but he needs her. That's the only thing that he feels. Ashanti, Ja Rule, those people keep his name basically alive because they were the ones that put in all the work. I mean, if you think about it. Ja Rule's wave, that was Ja Rule. We didn't love Irv. Gross. Gross. We loved Ja. We love your stare, your eyes. We liked that. We liked it at that. We liked it. So with that had nothing to do with you. But you are trying to be all up in the videos. But you weren't doing that. You weren't doing nothing. Ashanti said, baby, ooh, baby. That horrible routine that she did to Happy, horrible. That was after sleeping with you. It ain't like she came and hit a hard 8 count. My love is so good that I wouldn't be without you, babe. Couldn't say that. Garbage. Trash. But I liked her outfit. That was cute. Colorful. That was cute. Her outfit was cute. But that routine is huge. Ouch, girl. Because Nelly, I was like, Nelly, she has all of you in her mouth. I'm like, why are you pushing her head like it's, do you want her to suck your pelvis? It's all the way in there. She's not choking because she could take more than that. Yeah, that's why you can't force a choke. I'm either gagging or I'm not. So in the video, I'm like, why do you keep zooming out to her? Stop doing that to her. Like it's there. Like, it's all in there. That's it, player. Like it's stop doing that to her. So yeah, hair flip. So moving on to Britney. Now my girl Britney, a goo. Yeah, y'all know I love me some Britney. I love Britney. So her churn said that they is embarrassed by her, y'all, and uncomfortable with Britney other Spears, okay? Because of the pictures that she be putting Britney, you look a white trash mess in this picture below. So it's like I get them being I understand them being uncomfortable and being like embarrassed by that. I totally get it. You could have at least did this tastefully, girl. This is Britney, that was not tasteful. That was not tasteful, girl. So I'm not a girl. So yeah, but she's not yet a woman either because her churn, Kevin Federline, they daddy, says that he shares that his sons have chosen to disassociate from Britney, claims that her nude photos on social media makes them uncomfortable. The boys have decided they are not seeing her right now. No. So shout out to Neighborhood Talker says, neighbors, get into this. Britney Spears' ex-husband, Kevin Federline, is breaking his silence about his thoughts on Britney and her relationship with their two sons, Sean, 16, and Jaden, 15. Kevin says that the boys love their mom, but feel like it's best if they take a break from her during this time. According to the Daily Mail, in an upcoming interview with ITV, Kevin is sharing how all of Britney's recent dramas have affected their sons. The teenage boys haven't been in the spotlight much in recent years because Kevin wants them to grow up as normal teenagers. He says it's been very difficult to shield them from certain things since Britney's conservatorship ended. The boys have decided on their own terms that they want a break from their mom, hence why they weren't present at her wedding a few months ago. The boys have decided they're not seeing her right now, Kevin reveals. It's been a few months since they've seen her. They made the decision not to go to her wedding. This whole thing has been hard to watch, harder to live through, harder to watch my boys go through than anything else. It's been tough. It's the most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my life. Kevin shares that some of Britney's social media posts make the boys feel uncomfortable. Britney isn't scared to show a little skin on her page, but for her teenage boys, it can be very weird to see their mom in that way. Kevin says he has to remind them their mom loves them, and this is her way of expressing herself. I try to explain to them, look, maybe that's just another way she's trying to express herself. But that doesn't take away from the fact what it does to them. It's tough. He adds, I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager having to go to high school. So yeah. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I think, because I'm going to tell y'all what I think. Because Britney's husband, Sam, has responded to this. And Britney has responded to it as well. So we'll get into the responses. But I will say this. I think Kevin Federline is an outstanding father. And I think that Kevin is an outstanding father because he does have children with other people. Shar Jackson, what was her name? Niecy on Moesha. He was with her before Britney, and Britney, kind of allegedly took Kevin from Shar, from her while she was on tour because Kevin was her backup dancer, Britney's backup dancer, and then they ended up. But yeah. So, anyways, Kevin, I feel is a great father. Does Kevin work? I doubt it. I mean, he could. I don't know. I don't know. But I think that he's a great father. And the reason I say that he's a great father is because the children are 15 and 16. So with them being at this age, even more reason for they can go and see their mom anytime they want to. You know, they're older now. So even if Kevin didn't want them to go, they still could. They could just go, you know, if that's what they wanted to do. Pretty soon they're going to be 18, you know, and grown. And I feel like they're going to have the same decision. I don't think the decision is going to change just because they're adults, because I don't think Kevin's keeping his sons away. I think that they just are, he's raised them. Like, regardless of what, anyway, way up, this is about the children. This is not about Kevin. So if you think he's a gold digger and all of that stuff, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the boys, because this is what it's about. Her children, not about Kevin. Kevin did not get arrested for anything during Britney's breaking of the conservator, or however we say it, conservatorship. Kevin was not mentioned. He didn't have to go back and forth to court, you know, or anything like that. He wasn't spending Britney's money, you know, he wasn't doing none of that. Her family was doing that. Okay. That had nothing to do with Kevin. Kevin over here raising his kids. He's not over here underneath, but he has no idea what's going on. He has a clue, but he don't know, because he's not involved. He's not there. He's living his own life. You know, Kevin has had more children, you know, and all of that stuff. So he got 3 baby mamas, something like that. But anyways, the boys being on their way to being adults and being so close to their dad, and you know, not necessarily really wanting much to do with Britney. They really haven't. They don't have. I don't feel like they have a strong connection to Britney because they don't have much of a relationship with her. You know, it's more so of an in and out. You know, and I think Britney had her own stuff going on, especially everything that her father and family and stuff was taking her through. I think that they didn't want Britney's father and sister and other people. I don't think they wanted her to have a close relationship with her sons. So I'm not blaming Britney, because there was, for a long time, she had no say in the things that go on in her life, what that was going on in her life. So I'm not blaming her. I don't think she's a bad mother, you know, or anything. I do think that the kids were withheld from her. And not more so on Kevin's end, more so of Britney's family. I think her dad didn't want her having much to do with the children. I think the dad did not want to raise the boys. I don't think the dad wanted Britney to raise the boys. I think the dad was more comfortable with Kevin raising the boys because Britney wasn't held responsible. And it's less attention people are going to pay. Because if Britney was raising those boys, going through that conveyorship, it would have gotten way more spotlight and way more attention sooner, because people would have been worried about what's going on with kids. Like, okay, well, if Britney allegedly over there going through all of that, what are those boys going through? Like, what's happening with them? So it would have gotten even more attention. So I think it was easier for them to hide Britney and lock Britney up and throw away the key with getting rid of the kids. You know, so let the dad raise the kids. And that's exactly what Kevin did. Kevin raised the kids. Britney has plenty of pictures with her boys. She's seen her boys. So clearly Kevin's never he ain't trying to keep them away. You know, that ain't me. That's you and your family. You know, y'all got to deal with that. You know, I'm over here raising them, and they're about to be grown, and they're good boys. Like, they've stayed out of trouble, you know, and all that good stuff. You know, Kevin has raised them well. So with them on their way to adulthood and feeling this way, it's because they have no relationship with Britney. So to see this person that you barely see, barely know, and then she all on blogs and pictures and stuff like this is their mom. You know, they're looking at it different. They're not looking at it as like, this is the glamorous, glorious, sexy, innovative Britney Spears. That's not how they're looking at it. They're not looking at it that way. Y'all been telling us for years that she's not well and all of these things and whatnot. And like Kevin said, because while that conservatorship was on Britney couldn't post pictures and stuff like that. She wasn't allowed to, you know, type of situation. She was always dressed. Now, she may have had on bare minimum, but she was always clothed. So since it ended, Britney has more power. She has more control in what goes on. And with her having that control, if she wants to post, you know, because Britney, you know, she has a nice body, and you know, Britney loves showing her body off. You know, she don't mind, or you know, Britney don't mind, or you know, so. But to her sons, I could see them. I mean, people could tease them, or you know, I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows how they feel, what they go through? We don't. We don't know. I don't know how that feels for, you know, my mom to be like, that's not my mom. So I have no idea. I don't know what that, I can guess, you know, but they're actually going through it, you know. So if they feel that way, they're entitled to that. Like their kids. Nobody wants to see their parent. I don't want to see my mom with nip covers on and stuff. I don't want to see that. I don't want to. So I don't want to see that. So I could imagine the same thing for them. So I don't know. Maybe I just feel like it could be more tastefully done, you know, instead of, because I get it, you know, like, you know, being a young man and being in a locker room talk, and then people are like, oh, I bang your mom, you know, see your mom, you know, her boobs out, you know, blah, blah. You know, so that type of stuff could be annoying, you know, and then it make you want to be protective and make you want to makes you angry and makes you want to protect her, you know, within that moment. Like, man, don't be talking about my mom like that, you know, and stuff like, but, you know, maybe not everybody approaches it how I would, because I check them don't mean that they would, you know, something they just let it, you know, roll off their back, you know, and just be like, yeah, whatever, man, you know, and just walk away, but really be affected, you know, by it, you know, but just not saying anything. So if they're saying that, I think that it's completely plausible. And it's not like Kevin's trying to throw her under the bus or say like, oh, well, the boys just think that she's this and they think she did that. She did, like, no, he even said like, maybe that's just the way your mom expresses herself. You know, like as a father, especially Kevin, I don't feel like he has a problem with Britney. So he's not sitting over there being disrespectful about her. Like her name come up and he just start cussing, you know, like he don't feel that way about her. You know, so he just like, she cool, you know, kudos to you. He do his thing and, you know, Britney does hers. You know, there's no like hatred, you know, or anything there. So yeah, I think that we should just pay attention to, if the boys feel that way, they have that right. It's that simple. You know, it's that simple. So for people to be trying to attack Kevin and stuff like that, I don't feel like that's right, because they have a right to speak. They have a right to, if they want to say something, or imagine how Kevin could have been talking when it came to Britney. He could have been talking. So if he's saying certain things, that means that they're being affected right now. This is affecting them now. And it's not like he can just call her. Like they're not set up that way. They're not set up that way. So this is the way to look. Hey, get this over there to her camp. My boy, because when your kids are hurting, you hurt, especially when you're a good parent. So I'm not taking that from Kevin. He don't raise those boys from yay high till now, and they are doing phenomenal. They're great kids. They got their heads screwed on right, all of that, morals, values, all of those things. And Britney did not instill any of them. Any of them. Those boys were raised, and their father did it. So I don't care about anything else. The boys are safe. They feel protected. They love their father, and their father loves them. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. And you know that he really loves them because he does not speak ill of their mother. Because he could have easily said and cussed her out, or came forward and just said some nasty, vindictive things, but he didn't. This is affecting my sons. Like, this really bothers them. This is constantly coming up. And it's not like I could just pull up and be like, look, family meeting. Like, and then even if so, is Britney going to comprehend exactly how these boys feel? Is she going to feel attacked? I mean, at this point, it's kind of 3 against 1, you know? So instead, it's just like, look, because the boys said that they want to distance themselves. They don't want to really deal with her. That's their decision. 15, 16. He's not saying this about a 6 and a 7-year-old. Then I would be like, okay, that's pretty suspect. Like, why would a 6-year-old say that he don't want to see his mommy? Why would a 7-year-old say that they don't want to see their mommy? Like, I don't get that. But a 15 and 16-year-old, they can speak. So it's easy, just like somebody, like Kevin said what he said, it's easy for somebody to ask, are you distancing yourself from your mothers? If they say yes, how was that manipulation or sabotage or anything? It isn't. It's just how they feel. Like, we're all human. Like, don't get the celebrity thing twisted. Like, these boys are not celebrities. They didn't grow up celebrities, none of that. Their mom did. These are just average boys growing up in America. Teenage boys. You know, all that lavish this. They didn't grow up like that. They did not grow up that way. They grew up in a nice, you know, situation. But they didn't grow up in castles, homes as big as castles, you know, and stuff like that. No. And Kevin took care of them. He did. Like I said, if he didn't take good care of them, there's signs of seeing that. Running away, fighting, jail, drugs, alcohol. There's ways of seeing that. None of those things is anything Kevin has to worry about when it comes to these boys. They're the best of friends. They stick together. They're really close. You know, that speaks. And both of them feel the same way about their dad. So that's not a coincidence. That just means Kevin is a good father. And that's what we should want. You should want people to be in good situations. So yeah, they were. That means that Kevin has done a great job raising the boys, and they feel how they feel. And I appreciate Kevin stating that, hey, maybe that's just how she expresses herself, because I do. I think that that's just Britney expressing herself. I don't think, I think Britney's always had a wild type of personality, a mood that consistently changes. So with that being said, it makes her really creative. You know, that's why she's always dancing, you know, and stuff like that. So I think it's just part of just how she expresses herself. I agree with Kevin. I would agree. So, and I think that that's good, that that's his answer for his boys, instead of, oh, because she's a smut, or because of this, or because of that, or because she's crazy, or like, that's not his response. So that's what I'm saying. That's a good father. I'm glad he said that to them, because then they get to look at it a different way, instead of just, you know, just kind of like, well, why does she act like this? Why is she like this? Why is she? And he can't answer any of those things. Kevin don't, you know, it's only so much, you know, you can answer when it comes to somebody else. You know, these are all questions they should have for Britney, you know, but you go to where you feel comfortable. If your mom raised you, you're going to feel comfortable coming to tell her things. But, you know, if you saw your dad here and there and whatnot, you ain't going to feel too open. But, you know, when you feel comfortable, you open up. And I feel like when they open up to their dad, this is some of the things that they complain about, you know. I don't like that mom does this. I don't like that she does that. You know, so let's get into Britney's response. Well, this is Sammed Britney. So let's get into what my girl Britney had to say about Kevin, coming forward with what he said about the boys. Britney says, it saddens me to hear my ex-husband has decided to discuss the relationship between me and my children. As we all know, raising teenage boys is never easy for anyone. It concerns me the fact that the reason is based on my Instagram. It was long, she's saying long before Instagram. I gave them everything. Only one word, hurtful, I'll say it. My mother told me you should give them to their dad. She's saying her mother. I'm sharing this because I can. Have a good day, folks. So I love Britney. I love Britney. So yeah, like she said, I'm sharing this because I can. I absolutely can. And I get Britney, like I said, look, just like I can get with Kevin and his situation with the boys, I can understand Britney's side too. You know, these are my kids. If you're going to say something, say it to me, which I feel like Kevin did. If I'm going public saying something, I feel like the communication has to be off, because why not just come to you directly? You know, and Britney, you could have went to him directly too, even with a response, but you're responding publicly too. So that means that you don't talk. You can see this is the communication, as you see. They're both talking publicly. Both of them. So that means this is how we communicate. You know, I get to you by saying something publicly. Because if I don't say it publicly, if I can't get a hold of you. Like there is no communication. You know, now I do feel like there's some sort of communication with Britney and her boys, but I feel like it's limited. You know, and I don't know how it is now that she's married. I don't know. You know, maybe things are different, but I know before it was limited. So it was hard for people to get in contact with Britney. So if it's hard for them, it's hard for her boys, you know, to get in contact with her too, especially not seeing her like every day or every other day. So, but no, I get what she's saying as well. You know, raising kids is no easy task. And she did give her sons to their father, and her mom told her, you know, to do so. You know, you should give the kids to. So that's what I said. I do feel that her family isolated her from her boys. Because if her boys was around her more, I feel that they would understand her more. But the less you're around someone, the less you understand. So I feel like that's what it was with Britney and her boys. It's just a big void, due to time. And that's the only thing that could heal it. There wasn't enough time spent. It wasn't. And yeah, no, actually, see, it's the other way around, though. Even whatever Kevin got, they were married. So it is what it is. Because if it would have been the other way around, Kevin with all the money and Britney, them getting divorced, it would have been just fine for Britney to walk away with millions of dollars and homes and cars, and that would have been just fine. But since Kevin's a man, he should have gotten nothing. So it's just whatever. They were married. It is what it is. So, but with that being said, with them being married, Kevin would have never got those kids if Britney wouldn't have signed them over to him. Her mother influenced her to sign her children over. So that means that her mother wanted her to get rid of her kids. Her mother could have took the boys if she wanted to. How was Kevin a scammer? Her mom could have took them. She know how to raise kids. She raised 2 of them. How are you a willing participant? It ain't like you're passing away or you're sick or anything like that. You're healthy, you're well, telling your daughter to give her kids to the man. Why not just take them yourself, Grandma Spears? That's what I would do. And I would let the father still see the kids and visit and, all that stuff. That's fine. That, he could take them on weekends, some holidays and stuff like that. Come see him throughout the week. That's fine. No issue, no problem. That's fine. But I would have took the children if the judge would have allowed. I would have took the kids. I would be like, oh no, let me take them and I'll take them into, and keep them and try to help my child get better or whatever they need so that one day maybe if it's possible, depending on what's going on, that I could reunite them again, one day. So she could have easily kept the kids. Her mom didn't want to. Her father, Britney Spears' father, didn't want to. They clearly didn't want the boys because they were fine with them going to Kevin. They were fine with it. So if they felt like Kevin was abusive or anything like that, you could tell that they either didn't care or they trusted him. It's one or the other because nobody took the kids. None of them on Britney's side. So I just don't know. Even Jamie could have took the kids. Like, I don't see why no one took the children. If they felt like she shouldn't have them, then why just let them be out of our family? Like, yeah, no. I want my kids to stay in my family. If it's possible, why would? Because then they're gonna be really distant. I feel like if Britney Spears' mom or sister or father would have kept the boys, then the boys would have seen Britney way more. They would have saw her way more. And I feel like they didn't want that. I feel like Britney's family didn't want her to have the boys. That doesn't have anything to do with Kevin. I mean, Britney said it out of her own mouth. My mother told me to give my kids to their father, to give the kids to their father. So that means somebody she trusted told her to give her kids to Kevin, and she was like, okay. She felt like it was an okay idea. So that means Britney had to have trusted Kevin too. And like I said, he did a great job with the boys. The boys they're great, and Britney's done a good job too. I mean, as much as time as she spent with them, I don't know exactly how much time that is, but I mean, I just feel that the boys wouldn't want to be distant if they were close already. So I feel like it's easy for them to distance themselves from Britney because there's really no relationship there already. See what I'm saying? I mean, because when you're close to somebody, it's hard to distance, yourself from them. But if there's already space, then it's not as hard to cut that tie and just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay away. It shouldn't be that easy, is what I'm thinking. because I feel like it would be hard for the boys to cut ties with their father because they're close. You know, they have a great relationship. So it would be hard for them to be away from him because they're so used to him. Like he's the most consistent figure in their lives. So yeah, that's just what I think, you know, that we don't really see her anyway. So, and all that stuff she got going on, you know, we don't get it. And, you know, I don't really want to go over there or nothing like that right now. You know, if that's how his sons came to him, why are y'all blaming him? Like, why are you blaming him? I mean, that's crazy, you know? So, unfortunately, how Kevin set up, he ain't gotta ever work again. And how Kevin set up, Kevin ain't ever gotta work again. Kevin ain't never gotta work. Kevin is sad. But let's get into what her current husband Sam had to say to Kevin. So wait. It's a big, okay, right here. Well, it's two pieces. Oh, okay. So Sam says, Britney Spears' new husband, okay? Sam says, to clarify, my wife has never posted a nude selfie. Okay. Except of her butt, which is quite modest these days. All of the other posts were implied nudity, which can be seen in any ad or lotion or so. For lotion or so, okay. Alrighty. There is no validity to his statement regarding the kids distancing themselves and is irresponsible to make that statement publicly. Okay. The boys are very smart. Yes, they are. And will be 18 soon. They will. To make their own decisions. They can make their own decisions right now. Like, but okay, Sam, go off. And may eventually realize the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked in over 15. It's the roast for me. It's the blatant shade for me. It's the blatant shade for me. Like, he's like, he ain't worked in 15 years. Like, he trying it? But Sam, Britney has more money than you. So, I mean, it'll look like she got a fatter line number 2. So, you're not rich yourself there, player. But anyways, so explains the timing of these hurtful statements. I do not know him personally and have nothing against him, aside him choosing to vilify my wife. His character is revealed by approval of the cruel 13-year sea ship, and his loyalty to Jamie indicates his approval at the time of its conception as well. This ain't no damn baby. Things that are now considered normal issues and behavior easily dealt with therapy or other ways were magnified to justify a 13-year prison sentence. White people, where's all the cuss words and stuff? Y'all gotta get this is boring. Ooh, this is boring. Anyone approving of it is wrong or benefited from it somehow. I will not comment on this matter again, except to say I have a because you work at Barney's, you're married now, you're gonna quit that job anyway, just like Pete did. Just say you okay. Pete did the same thing, and Kim just sent his ass back home. Hair flip. So let me get something to drink. I see somebody in chat says, what does he do? Work for Britney? Britney Spears' new manager? Because all of a sudden she's going to be back to work. Watch. All of a sudden he's going to have her up on stage. So, yeah. So this is what I think. I think, Sam, you need to shut the hell up. I don't think this has anything to do with you. This is between Britney and her ex-husband. Parents, you are not that. This has nothing to do with you. You can loudly shut up, like from the highest mountaintop. I don't care that you just got married to her for her money, just like Kevin, the one that you're talking about, because we'll see how long you work, sir. So, yeah, hair flip. Now that you done got the dad out the way, we'll see how you do, Britney. chill out. This is just the beginning. You just got married. Chill. Because when it's your turn to be put in the hot seat, and you will, mark my words, when it's your time to be put in the hot seat, you shouldn't mind people coming forward just like you did. At least I have a job. So yeah, hair flip. So I think he needs to shut up. This don't have nothing to do with you. I don't care if you lie married to Britney. So good for you guys. This don't have anything to do with you because he can meet me outside. He absolutely could, because I don't do that. I don't do that. My kid's mother and I are not together, but a man can say nothing to me about my children. Nothing. And you can't say nothing to him either. I'm petty. I will literally fight you for yelling at my kids. Mm-hmm. I'm that petty. I'm kicking in doors because you raising your voice on my kids. So imagine if you touch one of them or anything like that. It goes down in different ways. Like, those are my only rules. Don't ever feel like you can do anything to my kid. Period. That's my sum it all up. Don't ever feel like you can do anything to them. Chastise, love, none of that. Don't worry about none of that, player. None of that. Anything that the father can do, I got it, buddy. I got it, buddy. I got it, buddy. So yeah, hair flip. Like, yeah, I don't we don't do that. Don't raise your voice at them. I don't try not to even make faces. I don't even like that. You could walk away too loud and I'm gonna just dive on you. You know, when it because I don't play about mine. Yeah, I want them to know that they always protect you. No better way than showing them. So yeah, don't ever feel that way, player. Like, yeah, oh, okay. Okay, don't let her gas you up, because she could get beat up too. Like, she already know how I feel. You could get it too. You absolutely can. Like, I don't care about you loving him. Oh well. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I will go through you to get to him. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll put a hole through you to get to him. So yeah, hair flip. But moving right along. So yeah, Sam, shut up. No, you're not needed. You're not needed. You're very so much unnecessary. Whatever you allegedly do for a 9-to-5, do it. Let Britney let Britney handle this. Let Britney handle it. She got it. So Kim Kardashian done broke up with the long white peen, y'all, with the BWC. With the BWC, y'all. So we already knew this was gonna happen. We already know it. Aren't they shooting the next season for Hulu? Aren't they shooting the next season for Hulu? Because she gonna cry like she did when she did to Chris Humphries. I'm actually really sorry, really sad that he. Like, is she gonna do the same thing? Because she sent him home too. Because Pete had Kim working. Pete made Kim break a sweat, and not from a sex or working out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the first time she's had to take care of someone. She's not used to that. She's not used to that. When a Birkin bag, him getting her a Birkin bag is basically his net worth. You know, so she's not used to that. She's not used to that. So now that she with Elon Musk now. No, I think that this is her gateway to try to get back to Kanye. Now that Kanye has fully moved on, I think Kim want that old thing back. I think Kim miss Kanye. I do. I think Kim, you know, when you're in a relationship, right, and you with somebody that you really rock with, you know, and then to certain things that go in a relationship that you really just don't like, you know, that you really just feel like you just can't deal with, right? You know? So then you ended up breaking up with that person, but you still like want them, you know? But you're at the point to where you know you just can't deal with them anymore. Like, I can't tolerate you anymore, but it doesn't mean that I don't want you. You know, like, I still want you. I just can't deal right now. I want something new. I want something fresh. Like, this is too much. This is too much. So that's like what she did. She went out, she got something new, you know, and realized it's not all it's cracked up to be. If she had it her way, she would still be with Kanye. That's how I feel. Will she try to get back with Kanye? I feel like that's another reason why she stays so close, because she don't stay that close to her other exes. Like, I get that they have children together, but it's more so of a drop-off situation. You can have a middleman for that. Kendall, can you drop North and St. off real quick at the daddy house? I mean, he stay right down the street, across the street. You know, so all she got to do is open up the blinds and watch them walk across the street, then close. You know, so I mean, he right there. So he real close. You know, so yeah, I feel like she's always had Kanye in her peripheral. She's always, you know, stayed around him and shows and stuff that they go to. She made sure he was on this show, the first part of the Hulu little weird stuff they were doing, magic that they were doing. Kanye was a part of it. You know, they sat down. She makes sure she stays around Kanye, and her fashion has been horrible. Oh my goodness. Her fashion has been horrible since Kanye left. I said, Kim, are those faded glories? I said, Kim, what do you have on? What is that? She's been looking a mess. Funky Fresh looking a mess. Kim, you've been Funky Fresh looking a whole mess. So, yeah, you need to get back around Kanye's. I'm not saying y'all need to go get back together. I'm not saying that. I don't want people to do stuff for kids because y'all done already separated, and the kids, this is their new normal, you know, with y'all being separate. So just say that way, you know, in my opinion. If I was Kanye, I wouldn't get back with Kim. And I definitely wouldn't do it for the children, because children, they ain't got nothing to do with it, you know, besides the fact that we decided to have them. We're always going to be responsible for them, whether we're together or we aren't. Okay, we aren't together anymore. Kanye fought too hard, especially towards the end, but how he put himself out there and embarrassed himself numerous occasions, sending truck of roses on Valentine's, a whole pickup truck filled with roses, 52,000 roses in the back of it. You know, all of this. And his girlfriend, I mean, his boy or her boyfriend is the one who is there when it's delivered. It's just like, you know, he was trying really, like, he didn't care that she had moved on. So I think it would be the same thing with Kim. If Kim really wants Kanye back, I think she'll be aggressive. I do. I don't think that she'll care that he's, you know, allegedly dealing with, you know, a woman or women. I don't think she'll care. I think she'll aggressively get her way back into the situation. I think she misses Kanye. I think she misses the attention she got from Kanye, the treatment. And since the Keeping Up with the Kardashian franchise has died down, because it's like watered down on Hulu. Like it's different, okay? And it's different for bad reasons, not good ones. And it's not Hulu fault, you know, it's the Kardashians. It's not the same because a lot has changed, you know. So especially with Kim not being with Kanye, because literally having Kanye for the whole season, that would have been dope for Hulu. A really good look for them, having somebody like Kanye basically on the track. But yeah, so there's really nothing going on. So her getting with Pete, you know, not her breaking up with Pete, this is what they do, you know. This is not a genuine breakup. They probably broke up weeks ago, you know, or something like that, you know. And now that, I mean, because I feel like she probably made him sign an NDA. Like, yeah, we broke up, but you need to sign this. That's hot. You can't announce the breakup until I'm ready. I need to be the one that gets it out, because Pete ain't nowhere saying that they broke up. She is. Her people. Like they always do, they leak information to people and be like, call these people and tell them that we broke up, or email these people and let them know that we broke up. And then rumor has it they broke up, and then all of a sudden, you know, but it's like I feel like they've been broke up. I don't feel like they just broke up like the other day. No, probably weeks ago. It's probably weeks ago. So yeah, I just think it's for the next season, Keeping Up with Kardashians. This is what they do. Nothing is real in their lives. They're all like extremely fake. So, I mean, we would expect anything else. So Juicy J says, I pray Kanye wins his family back because they done broke up. You know, Pete and Kim, y'all. Juicy, pray that Kanye work with you so you can get a new hit. I pray for that. Don't be praying for them to get back together when you done did what you done did to your family too. So Juicy, where about your family? The family you over there stepping out on. Where about that? Like, yeah, don't worry about Kim and Kanye getting back together. They were not goals. No, they weren't. I guess I didn't mind them together, but then I don't really feel like any couple is goals, but do your own thing. Shout out to my boo Onika. Look at my boo Onika waking up Roman. Bad girl. So shout out to my boo Onika and Young Money, Lil Wayne, Drake, all of them. They're all performing together. She just looked like she was having so much fun. A lot of her other performances, like that she's done as of recently, just didn't look like she was having like really feeling the performances. Or besides the one that she did in the UK, I think that she really enjoyed. She looked like she was having fun there too. But I kind of feel like she feels like, you know, it's like back in the day, like when they was all on stage together and, you know, doing their thing and eating, you know, all of that. So it's like it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's something that also can inspire Nicki musically, because it's just something, you know, being around them, talking to them, you know, talking about the things, catching up, you know, and whatnot. So yeah, I think that this was lit. Nicki looked great. Shout out to Nicki. You look good, girl. You look good, girl. I love that hair. It's like, y'all ain't scared y'all gonna step on it. Like, I'm so glad I'm a boy. I'm just so glad I ain't got to worry about all of that. But shout out to my boo Onika. They look like they had a really good time. It looked fun. I'm jealous that I wasn't there. I'm like, oh, I wish I could have been there. I said, well, that looked like so much fun. And I know all of the songs. So, Pegasus, we ain't see you yet. Ooh, look at this white woman. Who is this? Oh, it's Kylie. Oh, it's Kylie. Oh, look at her. So the caption says, if I ever thought about fillers, this ruined it for me. Ain't no way Kylie this young looking like this. Well, I mean, if you've been getting plastic surgery since you were, what, 15, 16, you know, years old. Yeah, I mean, at 15, 16, she already looked like a 22-year-old. So, I mean, that would make sense, right? For her to look like, because she looks a lot like Caitlyn. She looked like Caitlyn without the wrinkles. Kylie, you look like Caitlyn without the wrinkles. So, this is Caitlyn in this mirror. Look. You look like Caitlyn in this mirror. So, I mean, it is what it is. I said it. She looked like Caitlyn. She do. I'm like, oh, you look like Caitlyn. I say, oh, you look like Caitlyn a lot. It ain't your future. It's now. It ain't your future. It's now. You ain't got to worry about looking like Kate. No, you look like that now. Both y'all look like felines. So, yes, y'all look feline. Y'all look feline. So, yes. So, Caitlyn Kylie Jenner over here, 20, what is she? 27, 26, 27, 28? So 26, 27? Going on 54? 13 going on 30. So I'm just like, girl, because Caitlyn, you look, I mean, well, there it is. There it is. There it is. Now she's 20 who? She looks every bit is going on 71, 72. She looked bad. She just ain't wrinkled yet. So by the time she 30, 35 over. Joan Rivers over. It is over for her. Girl, you got about a good. You're gonna have to make that or make up that woman did in the movie Catwoman with Halle Berry. The when she was putting that cement in her, you're gonna have to find something like that, because how your cheeks start up here. Like my cheeks down here. Just like literally, y'all look a mess. Y'all look a mess. Y'all look a mess. Can she smile y'all like that? Am I doing it? Am I smiling? Yes, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So yeah, it's a lot. That's why I said, okay, y'all good luck, because y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna need it. Y'all be getting in surgery like y'all on y'all like y'all years of death. Like, you know, the upkeep makes things worse, right? So Megan the Pegasus is upset with her record label like she ain't been a problem child. She upset with her label like she ain't just got glass took out of her hoods and then they hadn't had to deal with PETA and animal control and these or animal cruelty charges and cases and or she ain't had no hits since Queen Bee Wanna Smoke With Me. So she's mad at the farm, her label. She mad at the farm because the farm or what happened Pegasus. So Pegasus says so Pegasus says I can't catch a break. My label hate me and my ish always leak at this point. Invite the hotties to the studio, to the farm, and they come down here and just listen to me record my album because they always put it out. So no hit since Beyonce said or her label she said this, whatever that hand gesture, she could have just put the emoji up. Like, I don't know why she had to be the emoji when she a whole horse. I'm like, girl, you tried it. And if she's still number one, Beyonce's album is the number one album in the country. It absolutely is, even after being leaked. Absolutely. Beyonce album leaking is still number one. Still number one. You know what Beyonce did? She said, thank y'all so much for patiently waiting. That's what she said. Not my label hates me. The farm hates me. The farm hates me. The farm hates me. The farm hates me. That's not what Beyonce said. Beyonce just say, you know, I might as well invite the Beehive inside the studio. I might as well invite the Beehive inside the studio. My label hate me. I might as well. Y'all might as well just come on up in here. Open the door for them. Open the door, Julian. That's Beyonce's bodyguard. I know everything about her. Absolutely. Open the door, Julian. Let him in. Y'all might as well just sit in here while I record. She didn't say that. Beyonce did not say that. That is not what Beyonce said. Beyonce thanked me. Yes, I felt like she was talking to me. Beyonce thanked me for waiting because I did. I very so much did. So, yes, I waited for her. I did that because that's how much I love her. Okay, I waited, right? And it was hard. It was really hard, Beyonce. It was really hard. That's why I stayed live for hours that day on Station Hit. I said, I got to do something because Beyonce, I'm going to go listen to it. Oh, Beyonce, I want to hear it. So, hair flip. So I was really proud of myself. And then she put it up an hour early my time because when they dropped it, it was 11 here. And in most places, it was like midnight. But we got like an hour early. So I was super excited. But yes, I love her. I love Beyonce. I love her. So, but yet Beyonce didn't come forward complaining about the farm and what old McDonald, because old McDonald always leak her stuff. So she's upset about that. She was just like, I don't even know why old McDonald always leak everything that I put out. I mean, it is what it is. So Pegasus, I think what it is, and honestly, I would say the same thing about Cardi. I think the record labels are tired of waiting for you girls. They've been nice and let you push things back because of certain things. You know, Cardi even had a second child, and Pegasus got pop out. I had to burp gross. Pegasus got pop out. So, a lot of the music and stuff that was supposed to be done, albums should have been out sooner, and stuff like that. I think that the record labels are tired of waiting. Record labels are greedy, they don't want to just sit around and wait, they're only going to give you so much time, They're not just like, yeah, you can take 10 more years to come out with that album. That's fine. It's a problem. Like they're rushing the artists harder than the fans are. Trust me, they're getting way more pressure from their record label than they're getting than their fans will ever give them. Especially when you're contractually bound. You have a contract with the label for a certain amount of album or a certain amount of albums and things like that. So you got work to do. You got work to do. You absolutely have work to do. And Pegasus, it's been a while since you've had, a good project. You've been decent. You did some cute stuff, since Queen Bee Wanna Smoke With Me. You've done some cute things, but you haven't really done anything that has like really hit. Nothing has really, stuck, since Savage remix. So I mean, Body, like I said, Body was a close second. That was definitely gaining momentum. Then it kind of just, it kind of just went away. But yeah. So her song P Valley was trying. I think it's decent. I wouldn't say it's trash, but I don't know if it's just the repetitiveness. I don't know. But Megan, you need to make something pop because at this point in time, you're becoming overrated. Absolutely. The labels, the management teams, they put a lot into you. Absolutely. A lot. You are a big investment and you have not been a good return. The return is not good. Like it's really not. So you feel a lot of pressure, Megan, I feel like with the album coming out and whatnot, even with it being leaked and whatnot, you don't feel comfortable with the work. You want there to be, I feel like you want to do something else. Rather, there are songs you don't want on there, where there are songs you want to add, or maybe you wanted to try to get more features, or something. You feel like the project isn't done. So since you feel like you're not done and the record label like, yes, the hell you is, the record label like, you're done. Pegasus, you're done. You're done, Pegasus. Old McDonald and the farm has spoken. You're done. Okay? So that's the same thing too. I'd be like, well, Cardi, like, girl, be careful because you start putting that body work together and that record label see it, they may just, go forward with it. Then Cardi may be one of the next people coming forward like, my album ain't ready. Like I ain't ready. It's almost ready. Just a few more touches I want to put on it. Then I'm cool with dropping, after that. But I don't feel like it's ready. Only the artist knows when their work is ready. Only when something done cooking. But because I think there is a pressure. Invasion of Privacy was a while ago. What was that? 2016, 2017? Or no, was it 2019? No, it wasn't 2019. What? Was it? But it's been a while. I mean, it's going on 2023. It's been a while. Okay? I know she hasn't had an album out in the 20s. Okay? Now, Beyonce put this body of work, an album that is number one, she put it together in a 3-year period. So her album that's number one right now took Beyonce 3 years to put this project together. Okay? So if she can do it in 3, Cardi, tick, tick, tick. Like the people are waiting. Like they're waiting. Like at this point, Cardi is the single queen. She the queen of singles. she is the queen of singles. So it's just like, where's that album? And not as a pressure. It's just, it's been quite some time. So it's a legit question. It's not like, oh, well, y'all always said, no, it's been a while, so yeah, it'd be nice to have another body of work. I think it's the sophomore, because the sophomore album is a make or break sometimes. It either keeps catapulting you or so yeah, that's a lot of pressure. So shout out to Cardi because it is a lot of pressure. You know, that's why I say like what people like Nicki, if Nicki come out with an album, it's no pressure. You know what I mean? She's a legend. Like Lil Wayne's supposed to be coming out with Lil Wayne 6. There's no pressure. What's the pressure? What's the pressure? I mean, the most that they should be worried about is sales, making sure that their sales are good. You know, like other than that, there's no pressure. They're not competing with anybody. Y'all are legendary. Like that, nobody compete. Anybody fuck with y'all. So y'all legends already. You know, so there's no pressure. You could shoot. This is times where you can have fun. You know, with music. You know, and try different things and stuff, different sounds and stuff like that. Like Beyonce. You know, there was no pressure. That's what, you know, she put an album together 3 years, threw it out. Like, no problem, you know, because they're having fun. They're legends, you know, so it's no pressure. But with Cardi, it's pressure. I get it. But shout out to Pegasus. Y'all, she said that her label hater, they're not the only ones. So I saw this and I thought it was cute. Shout out to Oni because she asked Drake if he still had COVID because recently he had to cancel a show. I believe Drake canceled a show because he had COVID. And he walks up to hug Nicki or approach Nicki and she stops him like, do you still have COVID? Nicki rude. Just kidding. She's like, do you know, but I'm the same way because ever since the like monkeypox and stuff like that, especially, I really don't want nobody touching me. It's like I don't want to touch nothing. I don't want nobody to touch me. Like, I just don't want nobody to touch me. Like, so, and I get it with Nicki, you know, so it's because I'm the same way. I've been like that. Like when I've been seeing certain people, you know, I don't want to be rude though, you know, because normally these, you know, especially normal people, you will hug, but it's just like these monkeypox is something else. Okay. Wow. You know, so, but, you know, shout out to Nicki. I think she was having, like I said, it seems like they were having a lot of fun with each other. Like I said, I'm jealous that I wasn't there. I really wish that I was there. It looked like a whole vibe. It looked really funny. I mean, really funny, really fun to be a part of that. So shout out to all of them. This was so cute. So, but I was like, ooh, did not Nicki say Nicki still have COVID? I cannot. So what you've all been waiting for, Doja Elf. All righty, let's get into it. So Doja Cat shaving her little eyebrows off on live.
My makeup artist just texted me, are you shaving your brows off? I'm driving the fuck over. I'm gonna do it. Big liquor.
So there she goes. I don't know if I can play that music. I don't know what that is, so I don't want to get in any trouble. But there she goes, shaving her eyebrows off. Now she already shaved her head, which to me, like I said, a lot of women, especially now in Hollywood, they cut their hair. It just, you know, and hair does carry energy. It absolutely does. I know for a fact that hair does carry energy because I remember when I cut my hair, because growing up I had braids for a long time. And it was so hard for me to cut my hair, but when I ended up cutting it, I don't know, I just felt so relieved. I don't know, it felt so good. I don't know, it was like touching my scalp, and you know, I was just like, wow. So so Doja Elf is sitting here cutting her eyebrows off, or I should say shaving her eyebrows off, and she shaved her head. Now I see a lot of people, here y'all go already, saying that it was ritualistic. I've seen, shout out to Armand Wiggins, that there was another female artist that was stating that not only is Doja Cat copying off of her, that she's also mean to her, that Doja was mean to her, and now she jocking her because her head is shaved and she also has tattooed eyebrows. You know, I believe her eyebrows are tattooed, either tattooed or drawn on, one or the other. So I saw that too. And I also see that a lot of people are saying this is very ritualistic, that it has something to do with, you know, the demons of Hollywood, the puppeteers of Hollywood, if you will. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I will say this. I think in some way, shape, or form, this is a cry for help. Now, Doja Elf has always been weird. She has always been weird. She absolutely has. She's always wanted to be an elf. Hold on with the receipts. She's always wanted to be an elf because we're going to get into Doja stating that she's fine. Doja says she's fine, that there's nothing for people to worry about. You know, that's what she's saying. Like, you know, because people are saying just like, oh, girl, like, what's going on with you? This isn't healthy. Oh, it's okay to reach out for help. You know, and things like that. So this is Doja Elf back in the day when she had eyebrows. And she is sitting here right now. She's putting on her elf ears. Absolutely. She is putting on her elf ears because she has always wanted to be an elf. She has always wanted to be an elf. So she has been transitioning for a very long time. Get with it or get lost. Absolutely. Get with it or get lost. She is not from here. Okay. She's not black nor white. She is an elf. She is a farmer, is what she is. So she's always wanted to be an elf. Like, what is the problem? She says she's fine. Get off her jock. Get off her stilo. If you have never, that was the beginning of the process. This is the ending product. Like, let her be an elf. What is the problem? She's always wanted this. Support her. Y'all all saying she need help and she calling for help. No. Okay? She has always wanted to be an elf. Now she has transitioned from being an elf, y'all, is being insensitive. Now let this girl be an elf. What is wrong with it? Okay? Now she always got the galaxies in the background of her videos and all of this stuff, and she always doing all this alienistic stuff and all of this stuff. Just go let the girl be. Okay? Now she's an elf. It is what it is. They're magical. Let her be an elf. I really don't get why y'all trying it. She is transitioning right in front of us, and I think that it is beautiful. What's the problem? Yeah. So, Doja Elf has been wanting to be an elf for a long time. She finally transitioned into it. Y'all need to get with it or get lost. So this is Doja coming forward telling y'all she is fine. Stop saying that this is a cry for help. Stop saying that she is not in control of her life. She's rich. She can buy whatever she wants. Like, she's fine. Like, y'all need to chill.
I don't really care. Like, it might annoy me, but I don't usually care. But when it's someone who's like personal to me, basically, okay, what happened was I got 2 DMs today from people who I never speak to, who I have no like deep personal relationship with, but like they were in my life, and they like hit me up out of nowhere at like around the same time. And they both are like, hey, how are you? Like, do you need anything? How are you feeling? And I'm like, great, thanks. I appreciate it. And like, I told them what was going on. I have like puppies, and I'm, working out, and I'm hanging out. And one of them, even after the whole conversation, like letting them know how I am, they were like, that's all cool, but are you feeling all right? And I'm just like, yeah, thank you. And then The other person was like, I was like, yo, like, listen, this is starting to get a little weird. Like, if I'm like making you uncomfortable, or making you worried for me, like, I really do apologize. Like, this isn't something I'm doing on purpose. Like, I feel fine, and I appreciate you for looking out for me. And they were like, cool, all right, all good. Just checking in on you. And I'm like, thanks. And I hadn't spoken to this person, mind you, in like a really long time. So the fact that the conversation didn't go further than that is a little concerning to me. And it's just that on top of like everybody being like, you're on drugs and you're crazy, and what has she done to herself? And you need help. You need, like, don't be afraid to, like, you need to seek help. That stuff is so, it's really heavy. It's a heavy thing, and it's kind of funny because I always was the person to be like posting dumb shit on the internet. Like, I mean, for a fucking example, I made Moo. I have a song called like Bitch I'm a Cow, and I'm like rapping about like literally being a cow. And like I got famous off of that. So it's just funny to me that people are in any way like shocked or taken aback by me being bald and having no eyebrows. Maybe to be fair, I've always kind of seemed like a thought. Like I've always had my ass out and been like sexy, and like I rap about sex and stuff like that. So this, some people don't see this as very sexual, but to me it is. I feel like I feel sexy, for sure. But I understand that. I can see that angle of it, but I don't care. And I have had moments in my life where I have not been well. There was a moment where I was really stressed out, and this was like maybe 8 years ago or something like that, a long time ago. Even further back, I was like very not in a good place. I've like had that issue before, and you guys would know. Or actually, I was still performing and touring, but nobody could tell that I was going through this. And it's just funny. It's like the second that I get to feeling like I'm free and I feel cool, motherfuckers are like, you're not good. You're not okay. But I'm like, I'm chill, and like I want you guys to not be, if you really have, love for me and you really are concerned about me, I do want you to know that like this isn't like a cry for help or an issue of any sort. This is just me having no hair, and I'm still the same me. I guess the bigger difference now in my life is that I'm not performing and working as much. So I have a little bit more freedom. And I think that kind of makes me overexert in a way. Like I'm like kind of crazy on the internet, more so now, just because I have that time. And I get bored. I get bored now. I used to not really get bored. So yeah, I really do appreciate you guys being like concerned. I don't appreciate the randoms who are in here probably right now who are like, you're sick. Like, it's just not cool to like diagnose people that you don't know.
Sorry, I was bored. Oh God. Doja, I don't really like you. Yeah. I don't really like you. So, with me not really liking you, girl, I'm still gonna give an unbiased opinion. And my unbiased opinion is that I heard a lot of the rambling that you were doing. You could simply just say you're okay, cool. But to just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, it's kind of like it's given. Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure? So I will say this about Doja. You're weird. You've always been weird. You've done weird things, creeping in 17-year-old DMs, asking them about grown men and if they single and all of this. Then you get mad when he act like he's 17 years old and let the world know that, hey, there's a grown woman inside of my DM trying to get me to hook her up with somebody she could just ask herself. Just weird. It's just weird. The 4C this and all just weird, whatever. So, with all that being said, Doja, I feel that this was a way of you wanting to gain control of your life again. I think that, like you said, you're very busy. There was a lot going on, and whatnot in your life. And right as you start to feel okay, people think that you aren't. Okay, Doja, why are you making it seem that you just shaving your head out of nowhere and then going live, shaving your eyebrows off and all of this? That does seem alarming, to people. But if it's not to you, this is just something that you wouldn't normally do. Because as long as we done seen you, you done had eyebrows. As long as we done seen you, you done had hair, or at least not going live, whatever. So you can't make it seem as if that's not alarming. That's just not. You just cut your eyebrows. Let's just get rid of the eyebrows. No big deal. Get rid of this one. No big deal. Shave over here. No big deal. No. I feel that people cut their hair, like people like Britney Spears and other people. Sometimes they do it to gain control, to feel like they are in control. You can have so many people around you, like Doja just said, that when 8 years ago, when she was going through a tough time, she was just like on tour and stuff like, or something. She was somewhere. The people around her had no idea what was going on inside of her. They had no idea, what was going on. It could be the same thing. So you can have all of these people around you, but nobody listening to you. That's what I feel like she's given. Like, there's a lot of people around me, but ain't nobody listening to me. So sometimes you'll do alarming things like cut your eyebrows and, cut your hair, to gain control, because you control those things. You control your face, your body, you control that, so to regain control, you just do certain things. So I don't feel like it's alarming, because she says it's not. So I'm just gonna believe her. I mean, that if she says that there's nothing wrong with her, like, I'm not gonna diagnose her. I'm not, but I'm gonna say that a person just cutting their hair off and things like that, it does seem as a way to regain control when there's so much going on in your life. Cutting your hair can feel freeing. It can feel like, like a literal weight. It can be symbolic to so many different things. Cutting ties with something, whether it's a relationship, a way somebody treated you, a way someone still treats you. Just a lot of things. Sometimes it can be symbolic. I cut my hair to get rid of all of this energy, all of the stuff that used to go on that I don't want to happen anymore. I'm going to get rid of all that, and start anew, start over, start fresh, so it could just be that, or it's something else going on. It could be one or the other, but we'll see, we'll keep, I guess, if she cut off, well, there really ain't nothing else for her to cut. So she should be all right. But yeah, I just feel like if she wants to be an elf, let's let Doja be an elf. Let's let Doja be an elf. So Madea said, oh, that's cute in the chat. Who are y'all saying next case or next show? I don't know. Or next channel. I don't know. The only thing you run in the chat is your mouth. That's all you run. Next case or next channel. I don't know. I don't know. You don't rush my show. I don't give a fuck if you don't like Doja. We do. We want to talk about it. If you don't, next channel. Fucking next case. No, next channel. What are you talking about? Keep pause. then fast forward. Let's get to Madea. Madea, a rich stockbroker. A rich stockbroker. So Madea sat over here with this little boy, Kevin Hart, and blamed everything that Whitney went through on Black people. I said, did he just blame this on us? Did he blame Whitney downfall on us? Okay. All right, Tyler.
Awards were one of the worst things that could have happened to her in her life. People saying she's white or she's this or she's that made her want to show, because she came to this industry very young, but it made her want to show that she was something different. Instead of just realizing, let me keep my eye on this, because she's got the best voice in the world. If she had kept her eye on that, none of this other stuff would have mattered.
Well, it's the curse of trying to prove.
Yes.
Right. And I think, you're no better, and I'm no better than being a victim of the curse of trying to prove. It's very hard to avoid the world of trying to prove.
When I think about somebody who I love dearly was Whitney, and I did all I could to try and help her, man, Whitney Houston. I believe she still would have been alive today had we not tried to make her into something she wasn't. Her being booed at the Soul Train Awards were one of the worst things that could have happened to her in her life. People saying she's white or she's this or she's that made her want to show, because she came to this industry very young, but it made her want to show that she was something different. Instead of just realizing, let me keep my eye on this, because she's got the best voice in the world. If she had kept her eye on that, none of this other stuff would have mattered.
Well, it's the curse of trying to prove.
Yes.
Right. And I think, you're no better, and I'm no better than being a victim of the curse of trying to prove. It's very hard to avoid the world of trying to prove.
When I think about somebody who I love dearly was Whitney, and I did all I could to try and help her, man, Whitney Houston. I believe she still would have been alive today had we not tried to make her into something she wasn't. Her being booed at the Soul Train Awards were one of the worst things that could have happened to her in her life. People saying she's white or she's this or she's that made her want to show, because she came to this industry very young, but it made her want to show that she was something different. Instead of just realizing, let me keep my eye on this, because she's got the best voice in the world. If she had kept her eye on that, none of this other stuff would have mattered.
Well, it's the curse.
What? First of all, you need to stop saying we, because I wasn't at them Soul Train Awards, and Tyler, neither was you. You was living in your car, remember? You was living in your car. You were living in your car, and I think I was just born. So yeah, I wouldn't have to be at the awards. The Soul Train Awards booing my girl. I would never boo her. I don't think that Whitney act white. I don't think none of those things. I was a child. So who's we? Just when you thought you were cool, you're not. I wasn't there, neither were you. You were poor at the time, remember? So yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with us. I understand Whitney's feelings were hurt back in the day when she won her Soul Train Award, and the people booed her because they felt that she deemed more to a white demographic than Black. But that's just what naysayers said. Black people loved her. That was a moment in time, just like Whitney said herself. And she did pour into her music. She had plenty of music, plenty of albums, soundtracks. The Bodyguard, still one of the best-selling soundtracks to this day. So, I don't get it. I'm like, what is he talking about? Whitney did focus on her music. She did a lot, and she had a lot of great albums. Now, did I feel like towards the end of her and Bobby's marriage and while she was married to Bobby? No, I think Whitney married Bobby because Bobby was familiar. Bobby was the type of boy that where Whitney grew up, she would have dated. The Roughnecks. So that's what she was into. You know, I mean, it is what it is. She liked the, you know, the rough boys, you know, rough around the edges. She liked that. So, I mean, it was what it was. I mean, Whitney could have had anybody. She dated Eddie Murphy. She dated a lot of people. So, I mean, she could have, I mean, if anything, blame Eddie Murphy, because Eddie Murphy would have been with Whitney, maybe her life would have been different. I feel like Eddie Murphy would have been able to get Whitney off drugs and stuff. Like, I feel like he would have really been good for her. He would have really been good for her. But Eddie, you was playing my girl. You was playing my girl. You was playing my girl because you was messing with that white lady at the time. So you was playing my girl. You was playing my girl. Whitney wasn't playing them games. That's why she pulled up on you with Bobby. Yeah, you thought she was gonna come to that event by herself, but she came with Bobby. So so none of this what he said makes sense. I'm still confused because I'm just like, well, her eye was on the prize. She was one of the greatest singers ever. Like, no one has come close to me. Whitney Houston is the best singer I've ever heard in my life. Okay, and I've heard a lot of people. And I'm a tough critic. I am. But Whitney Houston, vocally, no. 80s, especially to about 2000, 2001, unmatched. Unmatched. Go watch her old concerts and stuff. No, like when she was singing to the troops and stuff like that. She chills go up. Now I get chills with other people too, but with Whitney, her national anthem, y'all know it's still her national anthem, even still to this day, it's just like no one has beat her. You're like, no one. And there's been some great singers that have sang the national anthem. No one has compared. No one, not even close. And I love Beyonce. She ain't even. No one. So, yeah, Whitney Houston to me, timeless. Like y'all said, timeless. So, yeah, she was incredible. She was absolutely incredible. We can't blame that on Clive. Whitney was her own worst enemy. The smoking the cigarettes, the green, and the mixing it with certain stuff, and sometimes just, you know, like that was all her. She chose those methods and the people around her that enabled those methods instead of truly wanting Whitney to get help, because y'all know Whitney was very firm, very stern person, stuck and set in her ways. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for him to sit there and say like the Soul Train incident with Black people booing her, basically like through her, like she had just started doing certain things. She was already doing all of that stuff when she got booed. She was high. Oh, Lord. God rest Whitney's soul. Now, because I ain't trying to go there, but she was lit when she went to go get the award. I'm like, cut it out. Like, she was already doing it. Her brother had been introduced to it before she even like got into Hollywood. Her brother had already introduced her to it. So it's something that she was already doing. So how we like? It's not like she got booed at the Soul Train Awards, and then that was the first time that'll make a little bit. Okay, well, that's messed up. Maybe if they wouldn't have booed her, maybe she wouldn't have made that decision that night. And because it's an addiction is an illness. It's some people can cure themselves from it, and some people can. Some people just do it until they can't do it no more. You know, there's some. It just is what it is. You know, some people have very addictive personalities, and you know, sad but true. So, I mean, Whitney was her own worst enemy, if you ask me. Those are all choices. You know, nobody was forcing anything. That, you know, those were all choices. You know, she decided to do those things, and she's human. You know, she tried to get herself together, and time after time again. And I appreciate the fight in her. You know, she never truly really gave up, you know, on wanting to, you know, be the person that she was. But the damaged vocal cords, not singing for a long time, and during that time doing a lot of heavy drinking and cigarette smoking, and then the tobacco from the green, and you know, the other things she was dabbling in, that's a lot on the vocal cords. It's a lot on the vocal cords, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. Bobby didn't put anything in her hands. Whitney she did this as a teenager with her brother. So it was long before if anything, she introduced Bobby to it. If anything, she put it in Bobby's hands. Although Bobby, technically, because if you watch the New Edition story, even with that, he had already been dabbling in it way before he met Whitney. So he can't literally be like, if not for her, I wouldn't have been doing it. No, you were already doing it. Yeah, you already were. You tried it. You were already doing it. So they both were. You know, so that's why they were so dangerous together, because you know how they say opposites attract? Those relationships to me are more healthier when you're actually opposite. But when you're a lot alike and you have a lot of things in common, to me, that's even worse. You know, like you have a love for this, I have a love for it too, and blah, blah, blah. That can be literally a recipe for destruction. You know, putting two addicts together, you know, there's nobody to be like you, because if one person isn't an addict, then obviously they're going to try to help you get clean or want you to be clean, you know, things like that. But if both of y'all are addicts, it's way less chance, the chances are lessened that anybody's going to get or seek help. You know, so it's more so of a let's just rage until we can't rage no more, you know, type of situation. So no, I wouldn't blame that on Bobby. I would not. I wouldn't blame it on him. Like I said, I don't blame it on Whitney. I don't blame it on Whitney's brother. It just is what it is. You know, some people can do something and don't do it again. And some people do things and love it. You know, so that's what makes, you know, drugs so. That's what I don't feel like. I don't think addictive is a word to what makes it an illness. You know, because it's like you can't help it. It's you can't help it. You know, I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, some people can dabble, do something, and just like, I don't want to do that again. And then some people do it and just be like, I don't want to do anything else. You know, some people do it and just be like, I don't want to do anything else. Now I done took over their whole life. You know, now they stealing from loved ones and did this and doing this and going to jail and all, you know, now they're down a slippery slope. You know, so yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. So with Whitney, I feel the same thing. She fell victim, you know, to it, you know, and it's an illness and it's something that affected her lifelong, you know, instead of just because she's gotten help before and she cleaned herself up before and it didn't last. You know, she started using again. But like I said, the enablers, the people that were around her that made sure she had what she needed, you know, I feel that they can take some blame. Like Pat Houston and people like that. Yeah, I do feel like you share a little bit of the blame. Now, I'm not going to say it's literally your fault, but if there was at any time to where she came to you and she said, Pat, I need ... and you made sure that ... landed in her dressing room, dresser drawer, so if whoever was doing that, oh yeah, absolutely. Because just like you were the person that helped her get it, you could have been the person that helped her quit it. You know, everybody around her like, look, nope, we done. We're not getting you anything. We're not looking for nothing. You know, we're done. Like, figure it out yourself. You know, we're done. You know, that can help a person too want to stop. But then it's like, anytime y'all tell me not to do it, and then I stop doing it, and then I want to do it again, and y'all just be like, okay. Like, what type of support is that? I don't understand it. Because it's just like, okay, well, because they're going to get that for Whitney. Ain't nobody literally handing Whitney anything. Now, it's always a middleman. There's always somebody else. She's sending someone to do it. Just like they say, Ray J was her runner boy. That's why he was crying so hard when she passed. Because they said he was her runner. So that's why it was so, he took it so hard. Yeah, because you. But these be the people that say, oh, I want you to get well. Same one that's handing it to you. That doesn't even make sense. Like a Pat Houston and anybody else that was around her on her team. Because she's going to only do that with somebody she trusts. She's not going to send the new wardrobist or hairstylist that just came in. Hey, come here, person I've never met before in my life. Go. Do you know where I can get some? Yeah, no. That's not what's going to happen. No, it's going to be with somebody she trusts, to do certain things for her and get her what she's requesting. So yeah, I feel like all of them should take blame because y'all should have stood firm. Instead of, she says she's quitting, y'all, let's take her to rehab. She goes to rehab, she gets out. Then she decides, you know what, I can't take it. I want to do it again. Go over there or go have this person do ... Pat, you pick up the phone and make that call, or whoever picks up the phone and makes that call. How well did you want her to be? How well did you want her to be if it was just so easy for all of y'all to start enabling her? Once again, let's just start enabling her again. So no, if anything, it's the people that was around her. Bobby Christina passing away, when they should feel some type of way about that. Why would Black people feel that we had anything to do with anything that happened to Whitney Houston? No. Whitney was a headstrong woman that didn't take no bull. Whitney didn't take no bull from nobody. Whitney said what she had to say, and she stood on top of it. Her cussing Wendy Williams out was epic. That don't sound like no victim on the phone, Mr. Perry. Like, Whitney always stood in her truth, and Whitney wasn't scared of nobody. Whitney said what was up. She said what was up. When she said, I'm a Diane Sawyer, she might not have answered those questions how Diane wanted her to, but Whitney was real. She gave you her. This is me. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Yeah, I love Bobby. So what about it? King of R&B. So what about it? Like, that's how Whitney was. Like, let's not make her this little animal that was in the corner that Black people picked on. We picked on her so bad that she started using. Life had Whitney using, not Black people. No, life. That life can happen to anybody. So, Mr. Perry, I just feel like you should word your things differently. Like, because this is the issue. You sitting here trying to say that she felt like that Black people thought that she was white. Yeah, it's like that's one of the first things you bring up. It's like, what? That's what you got? That's what you got with? That's what you got with? And you guys are making it seem like you knew Whitney for so long. Like y'all just went through so much together. No, you didn't. Using her in your play, making fun of her. I'm like, isn't this the same person that was making fun of her drug abuse? Didn't Madea say, "Can you was that not you?" Oh, okay. Okay. You're the same person. Oh, okay. Okay. I was confused. I'm like, you were the same person that made fun of her on multiple occasions in your plays, right? About her addictions. You're that guy. Okay. All right. I was just making sure, because I mean, you made that pretty famous. Yeah, and I think you cleaned it up, when you met her. I mean nothing by it. That's why I say Whitney was real. Because if she wasn't real, then she would have took offense with you putting her in your plays as a sweaty, basically, sea head. Mm-hmm. You made it seem like she was irrational, like she was delusional. People talking to her. So you go from making fun of her to befriending her to now you tried to save her. Okay, Tyler. Go off, Tyler. Go off, Tyler. Life can happen to anybody. So nobody chose to go through addictions or anything like that. You just either have the willpower to not do it, and then if you do start doing it, have the willpower to not or fall victim to where you are, to where now it's an illness. It's something that is just a part of you, Yeah. So her flip. So that's all I have to say about that. I love you guys so much. And I'm able to be tripping. I cannot. Where said I just saw Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and there was a joke about Whitney and Bobby being on repeat offenders. That right, child. Shut the f up, Tyler. No, I agree. That's what I said. I mean, you were the same person making fun of her, but now all of a sudden it's us as Black people. What? I'm like, you used to make fun of her. You stopped doing it when she passed away. But before that, you were very so much making fun of her. You were. And it's how you make fun of people. Like Chris Tucker, for example. He used to make fun of Michael Jackson inside of his stand-up sets and whatnot, but it wasn't disrespectful. You know, he would like mimic Michael's voice, and he would, you know, do some of Michael's moves, dance moves and stuff like that. And whatnot. So it was in a respectful tone. So when he met Michael Jackson and got to be in Michael Jackson's You Rock My World video, you know, and all of that, it was an honor, you know, for Michael to meet Chris because he was a big fan of Chris. You know, Chris wasn't like Cat Williams. Cat Williams and others, they would destroy Michael. Like it was always, you know, a child joke, you know, or something like that. But Chris Tucker never took that route. He never did that. So Michael's fans embraced Chris. Like they didn't have a problem with Chris. You know, so that's the weird part with Whitney's fans with Tyler is because a lot of them didn't like you starting off because you made fun of her. So Whitney fans ain't about to be sitting there watching you make fun of that girl and think anything's cute about it. Like, because people didn't like it. There was a lot of people, like, especially when the play started to get popular, you know, people got to see it and they're just like, well, okay, so you can sit here and make fun of this woman being on, you know, addicted to certain substances and whatnot. That's fine. That is fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really fake. Is what it's giving. It's giving that it's really fake for you to say something like, why folk come you even had to say anything like that at all, Tyler? We could have just been like, you know, whatever advice you gave when you could have just said whatever advice you gave and just moved on. And just moved on. Instead of trying to make it seem like you are always there for her. Yeah, after you got rich for making fun of her? You mean after you got rich for making fun of her? Oh, okay. But yeah. So yeah, Tyler, you tried it. It is what it is. I don't think Tyler's a bad person, but I just don't think that you should blame something as tragic as a lot of things that Whitney went through and her untimely death on people booing, on Black people booing. What? Like that was different. He's been sitting around too many doctors too long to where he's overanalyzing and overthinking things. Like, you don't have a degree in any of that. There's no PH anything in your office, Mr. Perry. I can promise. I know you've been writing for Black women and writing roles for Black women and being a Black woman for so long to where you might feel like one. I said, how can you write a play or do a movie on being a mad Black woman as a man? You too in tune what's going on. Okay? Unplug. You've been writing for, you know, scripts and lyrics and stuff for Black women for so long and writing scripts for you, even walk around as Mabel, that you're starting to think that you are a Black woman, Tyler, and you're not. Now, you've been speaking for Black women for the last 22 years. Steve Harvey's book was called Think Like a Man. So it was his perspective from a man's perspective of women, okay? And how a woman thinking like a man could nourish her some of the things that a man, you know, gets, you know, and whatnot. Not like literally, like it wasn't like literal. Like he didn't step into the woman. He didn't do that. It said think like a man, meaning that I'm still a dude telling this story. If I hear something that's called Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I'm assume that a mad Black woman wrote it. isn't in her diary? How you writing diaries for Black women? I'm like, what? Okay. Like, oh, I guess this isn't literal, right? Like, don't you starting to, you was vicariously living through your granny and your mama and all of them. You got to stop living through people. Like, oh my goodness, your grandparents got divorced, not you. You didn't get divorced from them. Like, chill. Like, ugh. He done went into the mind of Whitney. How you speaking for her? What if she ain't feel like that before she passed? She was on the phone with Kim Burrell before she passed, not you. I'm like, yeah. She was on the phone with Kim. He be trying it. Kim ain't say nothing about the Soul Train Awards. Just that Whitney seemed like she was in good spirit. She was going to Clive's party. She was in good spirits. She was listening to gospel music, all of that. Not sitting over there listening, crying about them BET Awards. I mean, Soul Train Awards. Not over there like, Kim, I can't believe they booed me. Can you believe that? I was in waiting to exhale. I was the preacher's wife and they booed me. That ain't what was going on. I'm just like, she could have been, from what I gather, seeing that she was very so much over it. I'm sure it was, like I said, a hurtful moment for your own people to be like, boo. You know, I'm sure that was hurtful. I'm sure it was. Because, I mean, she can't help it that white, you know, a lot of white people liked her. Like, she can't help that. You know, that she couldn't help it. She had a universal voice. Anybody could like it, you know. And her voice was universal. Everybody hear that sound. It's easy, like very pop-esque, but beautiful and sultry. And, you know, at the same time, that sometimes you get a little bit of gospel. But, I mean, her voice was just, it just has so many different levels to it, you know. So if you could take a song as boring as the national anthem and make people want to listen to it, you're a beast. You're a beast. You're a beast. And that was Whitney. Like, she made a national anthem pop. Like, it became like an actual song. People hate the national anthem. They can't wait to sit back down. But with Whitney, it was like mesmerizing, you know? So, but yeah. Y'all tried it. Tyler, you tried it. So, yeah, moving right along. I love y'all. And I have to get out of here. But until the next show, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the super chats and super stickers and following me. Make sure you hit the subscribe. We're at our 2-hour mark. I don't want to make the video too long. We're at our 2-hour mark. I love you all very so much. And until the next show, bye. Fresh,